Hello, everyone. I am here today to bring you your productivity encouragement tip. I want to start off with a quote by James Clear, and he says, in the gap between habits and goals, habits will always win. And if you haven't remembered me talking about James Clear, I don't know where you've been, but he wrote Atomic Habits, and I talk about that book all the time because of the principles behind it. And that quote just perfectly encapsulates the issue right there. When we want to set goals for ourselves, goals are wonderful things, and we can set, it's very important that we set goals and we know the direction that we want to head in. However, if we don't create the habits to support those goals, to get there to those goals, we're going to make our work so much harder. So, for example, in the writing world, the goal is to write a book, right? So, what kind of habits would you want to set to make that goal of writing a book easier? Well, you might pick a particular time every day that you write. You might pick a word count or a page count. It doesn't have to be anything huge. In fact, I encourage you to not make it a huge one because what you want is just the habit of sitting down and writing. So, for example, for me, I have finally, over many years, settled on the habit of writing in the morning for 2 hours, and that is my writing time. My goal is to hit a certain word count in that time. If I don't hit it, I try to get some writing in later in the day so I can. But that has been, for me, that has been a huge part of being able to write books the way I'm able to write them. I know every morning my brain knows the first thing it's supposed to do when it comes in to the office and sits down at the computer is that it's going to open up and start writing. It's already primed, it's ready to go, it knows what it's supposed to be doing. I don't have to sit here and think. And if you find yourself staring at your calendar sometimes and going, well, what should I do next? What's the next step I need to do? When you have your habits in place, you don't even have to think about that step, right? Because you know, well, at this time I'm going to be doing this thing. It works also, of course, we've talked about with exercise, right? Whatever you need to do, sitting in front of a desk is not a super healthy thing to do. So whatever you need to do to get up and move, again, setting that really ridiculously simple goal, one sit up, putting your walking shoes on or running shoes and just heading out the door and coming right back in, right? Whatever it is, you're setting a ridiculously small goal because the main thing you really want is the habit. So the stronger your habits are, the more you've incorporated habits into your life, the more you're going to be able to reach those goals that you want to reach because you will have built the structure underneath it. And with doing those habits regularly, you will naturally hit those goals instead of having to really struggle and work at the goals. So I would say whenever you're setting a goal, and we're coming up to that time of the year where it'll be the new year soon and people start thinking about setting goals for the year, think about what habits do you need to tie to those goals so that you're able to make them reachable, that you have the structure that you need so you can reach those goals. Because if you just set a goal and have no plan for how you're going to get there, then you may be setting yourself up for failure. Certainly the structure of habits is going to be so much more important for you in the long term. And what helps is once you've reached the goal, right? You've written one book, you still have the habit in place. So now you can go write another book, right? You might stretch your habit a little more. You might stretch your word count a little more. But you've already got that structure that allows you to meet not just one goal, but more than one goal. If you're just trying to do it by willpower alone, you might hit that one goal, but then you're not going to be set up for success to hit more goals after that. So that's my productivity encouragement tip for the day. Focus on your habits and how they're going to help you get to your goal.